Hey, just want to let you guys know what you're about to watch. You're about to watch a clip from my most recent Twitch stream. If it's something you're interested in, definitely feel free to follow me on Twitch. The link is in the description. I'm just going to try to post these out a little bit. So, the reason why I want to make this intro is on YouTube. Definitely let me know in the comments below what you think of these streams. If you like seeing them on the channel, if there's a way I can improve them, or I appreciate all feedback, positive or negative. So, without further ado, I'll just show you the clip of the stream that you clicked on the video for. All right, so how about let's watch some Bills Cardinals. I'm looking forward to watching this game. So we're going to kind of watch it. Not the way that I've done it in the past where I've just watched like the condensed film, but let's just watch the actual all 22 and really just dive into what exactly happened in all of these games. The way I typically do these is I personally will just watch one offense play, so like Cardinals offense and Bills defense, and just watch that all the way through, and then I'll watch the next. So this is a little screenplay. Arizona loves to do this, so they throw the ball a lot, but it's not always just your deep down to pass throws. So you just get a couple players out. Good tackle, though. Well, almost a good tackle. Good job by Hopkins to not have it be a big deal. So yeah. Oh, here. Sorry, just gotta get some water. All right, so this is going to be a handoff. And that's a good broken tackle. So you see, 24 shoots the gap. Larry's supposed to meet him out there. He shoots the gap and does that. Still is able to make that play. 41. Is 41 Edmonds or is it Drake? I forget. That is Drake, yeah. It's interesting, right? They have that classic dilemma where Drake is the better just traditional runner, but Chase Edmonds is the better all-around back. So it's like, which one do you give the most snaps to? Okay, interesting. So that's great. So it's interesting how many yards Kyler gets just from running. So this is a 3rd down and 2, right? 3rd down and 2. Bills are playing looks like cover 2 zone, cover 2, cover 4. It's similar. And really, it looks like just the pressure got to Murray early. Arizona's tackles have actually played well this year, but the pressure gets to him early, and he says that's fine. The left tackle did a great job blocking. Right tackle not so much on this one, which is fine. It happens. But he's able to run outside the pocket, just pick up the 3 yards he needs for a first down. Really good play. Uh-oh. It's taking a while to load. Don't know what's going on here. Okay, well, this is going to be a 25-yard run, so let's watch this angle. Typically, also, what I often like to do is I like to watch it from, like, the top angle and then watch the line play. I'm not sure if we'll watch the line play. I don't know how many people are too interested in that, but on a play like this, we will. So watch. So this is interesting. So it almost looked like this wasn't the way they initially had this play to be blocked, but watch what Buffalo is doing here, where they have 49. I believe that's Edmonds. He's going to go around here. 21, if it's a rush, he's going to run around there. So they're getting the same gaps, but they're trying to. This is what Buffalo is trying to get happen. They're trying to get Edmonds to see, oh hey, to Trayman. Edmonds is also Edmonds, right? I got confused. They're trying to get him to flush out to that side. They wanted this matchup. They just didn't break the tackle, or didn't make the tackle, which that's the real problem there. You just got to make that tackle at the end of the day. That's exactly what you're trying to do. The play works on paper, and you just don't make the tackle. Okay, little pitch. Good play, 54. So let's see what's happening here. So got zone. Yeah, and see, these are just little nice concept. What down is this? 2nd and 8. This is a nice little concept. You just have a receiver run deep, another one go underneath like that. It's just easy. See how 30 gets pushed all the way back. Not even a great throw from Murray, but just little stuff like that. And that's just all Arizona does. They keep it simple in a lot of ways. I like how Murray, notice how he keeps his hands down. Watch how long It's so hard to tell, especially with almost the ball kind of blends in with his chest. It's almost hard to tell on the play action if he has the ball or if the back does until the ball's getting thrown. You know, how he doesn't just get right back into throwing motion. He kind of keeps his hands down. He wanted to make this throw. Honestly, probably should have, right? So the play action, the way it works is it's zone coverage. So those guys are supposed to cover there. Notice how far in they get because of the play action. So now this middle of the field is wide open. This is the check down. He kind of takes the check down. I think he should have probably thrown it to 13, make that throw. But, you know, that's kind of what Kyler does. I do feel like he's a bit of a cautious player. He doesn't take chances he doesn't have to. I mean, this running game, just the way that the lanes get moved. See, again, who is that? Tackle or guard? Guard. Left guard pulls around, just makes good blocks. That's all you have to do. Good double team there as well. Oftentimes in the running game, it can be just a couple guys making a good block that can make all the difference. Again, man, look at this. I mean, that's just great blocking. And for Buffalo, part of it, too, is, I mean, Buffalo might be the worst run defense in the league, quite frankly. So that's another part of it. I want to give credit to the team that's doing well, but at the same time, part of it definitely is Buffalo just not a good run defense team. So let's see. We got man here. Murray's running it himself. That didn't go well. Let's see what happens here. I'm a little surprised they didn't have Murray check out of this play. Because see how he's right there? This play isn't going to work. But I'm a little surprised they didn't have a checkout. How has Josh Jones been for the Cardinals? You know, I'm not entirely sure how Josh Jones has been for the Cardinals. I haven't done a quick. I haven't really paid much attention, to be honest. So maybe that's something we can look out for. Let's see. What's Josh Jones' number? No. Still not helping. That's all right. Yeah, I remember him. Has he played? I'm trying to think. I don't know how much he's. This still wasn't helping. I'm trying to think if he's even played this year because I feel like I haven't noticed him that much. Let's see. He's only played 32 snaps, so I don't know if he's. Yes, Yes, I don't know if he's been hurt or if it looks like he's only gotten a few snaps. So maybe he's been a backup. I don't know. That's weird. Their tackle play's been good though. I didn't even think about that, but I remember most draft specialists were saying he was somewhat of a steal. Yeah, I thought it was a steal as well. Yeah, so that's actually an interesting point. I would like to know more about that. Sorry, I wish I had a better answer, but can't. Gotta be honest, I don't know exactly everything about every offensive lineman rookie. But yeah, that's a good point though. I'll figure it out. Maybe for next stream I'll have an answer. So this is just a little man coverage play. This isn't a terrible throw. It looks like a missed throw. It's really not. Hopkins is there. He's basically trying to throw it up there and saying, if Hopkins makes a miraculous catch, awesome, we get a touchdown. If not, it's still third down. We can try something else. So let's see. So see, this is man coverage. Notice how 24 follows 13 there. Or it isn't man coverage. It's zone. Well, either way, goal line fade to Hopkins. This is a good move, good decision to just contact early. Hopkins, he started a contact, so he can't complain about there being a flag. And look at him. He's pointing up to Murray. Throw it up more. Look, that's not up enough for him to be able to make a play on it. Interesting. Interesting how you see that. So they settle for the field goal. I hate how... I feel like no team in the league has done field goals like that more than Arizona, like that quickly. You know what? Let's do it the other way. Because this game was so crazy, let's just watch it chronologically. Why don't we? I think that could be fun. So now here we go. Arizona, they really just have a couple of star players, and everyone else is just, makes their tackles. That's what they want to do. So, like a little, they're playing zone, trying to fool what zone, who's exactly covering where, but it's clearly zone. Or is it zone? Yeah, it's zone. Kyler Murray still doesn't have that connection like Deshaun with DeAndre Hopkins. Well, I don't think Kyler is, I don't know. Well, maybe he's up. Yeah, no, you're right. Hopkins and Watson were something else together here. So, yeah, this is just good defense. Look how the linebackers try to fight back, cover him up. You also have the defensive back come in and cover it up. So he did so well, I for a second thought it might have been man coverage. See, watch how he just cuts off that route immediately. Because that's what you're supposed to do. Play aggressive. So Allen says, you're not open. Fine, I'll hit my tight end. And still gain some yards. So good job by Allen. Also good defense by the Cardinals. You don't necessarily have to be skilled a lot of times. A lot of times it's just knowing where you have to be. How did that? Look, he pump faked. Pump fakes runs and then finally gets to the open man. Diggs on that one. Because, see, he wanted to throw it immediately, but there's a contact made it difficult. How many times have we seen this where there's a small opening, Allen goes deep and just isn't quite able to make the throw? It's fine. It's hard. He's been better at it this year, though, for sure. So, quarters coverage. What's the down? 2nd and 10. Quarters coverage. And they're going to run it here. That makes sense. But good play. Wow, great play. 32, Budda Baker. Now, we got to talk about Budda Baker for a second. Look at how far back he is. So he's 32. And look at this break he's going to make to turn this that's a good decision, right? It's quarters coverage. So there's 4 players who are deep. So why not just, run the ball? There's only 3 players in the middle. So there's 7 guys, which can give you an advantage. So it makes sense. But Budda Baker just made a great play, and he's really set apart this team. Okay, so, what a play. Ooh, he had the touchdown, too. So here's what happened. Watch this. See what's happening right here? I don't know if, I almost wonder if this was checked down to some degree. I don't know if this could have been some sort of audible or something, maybe not, but look at what Arizona is doing. They're playing cover 0, right? So it's you cover you, you cover you, you cover you, you cover you. One of these guys is in charge of the halfback, but he also rushes the passer if the back was blocking, but it's just like keep an eye on the halfback. Everyone else is just going for Allen. So for Allen, what does he do? He simply just says, hey, let's run a screen pass, and let's try to get an offensive lineman to block one of those 3 guys. The other 2 get blocked by receivers. We can score a touchdown. And this should have been a touchdown. Look at this. That's the Red Sea has been parted right there. That should never happen. 2 offensive linemen are looking to their left. They just didn't see him. Yeah, that's not on the receiver at all. That's on the 2 linemen. One of them had to make that block. Good hustle play, though, by 20. Budda Baker is almost as important to the Cardinals' defense as Russell Wilson is for the Seahawks' offense. In terms of, obviously just a quarterback can do more, but, he's probably the most important defensive player to their team. If he wasn't out there, their secondary would be bad. Patrick Peterson really isn't that good anymore. He's really not played that well. Budda Baker is single-handedly carrying this Cardinals defense, and he's a huge reason why, when I made my preview, I said I didn't think the Cardinals were going to make the playoffs this year. I think I had them 4th in their division, largely because it's a tough division. But my big reason was because their defense. I thought their defense wasn't complete, and it isn't, but I just didn't expect Budda Baker to be as good as he was supposed to be. Okay, we got a fun trick play. I gotta talk about this. So, okay, fake the handoff, and then you're then gonna watch 3 offensive linemen. So how do they fake this? Watch how they sort of just do that dive thing where they kind of act like, watch this, watch all 3 of them. That's fun. You dive at him, then you throw it back to Allen. So now you got 3 linemen. He can block him. He can block him. He can block him. Everyone else in Arizona is fooled. Well, Allen just makes a move instead. Break down Stephon Diggs, please. I have earlier in the year, I made a video on him. I'll talk about him as this game goes on, of course. Thoughts on DeAndre Baker having his charges dropped? To be honest, I don't listen to that stuff too much. I just kind of just watch the games. Like, I haven't looked into it, so I don't want to like say, I don't know, good for him. Like, I don't know the details. So I know a lot of people would just sort of spout off and say, oh, I know like, I think this, and that. But, like, if I don't know, I'm not a lawyer. I'll let other people talk about it. Okay, so it's a little zone coverage. Arizona is totally fine with getting 5 yards every play. And I don't really get, I've said before, I don't get why they have this perception of being super exciting. I think it's because Kyler Murray is an exciting player. But this air raid offense is probably pretty boring, honestly. Sup, bro? Hi, how's it going? So let's see what happens here. So this is this is supposed to be a little screen, but there's a blitz on the edge, and Kyler Murray just says, I think I'll sit down, take the sack here. So 3rd and 13. I need some water. Well, there wasn't too much you could do here. It's a zone coverage play, but with a very deep zone, so they're going to allow something underneath and then try to make a quick tackle. Looked like what Arizona was doing was this is kind of like a screen pass. It's not exactly like one. Yeah, you see how Hopkins runs out. They're kind of sending the receivers. So you have Hopkins on the top of the screen. Let me pause it. You have Hopkins on the top of the screen. It's cover 2 zone. So you have 1, 2, 3. The goal was those 3 guys just block those 3 Bills. Hopkins catches it underneath and is able to run that way. The problem, though, is just that a defensive player can run in and make a play. So you kind of just hope to catch them napping. But 54, again, a good play. I was thinking about him as a player, not from a legal standpoint. I guess that I probably should have guessed that. Yeah, no, I mean, he wasn't great last year. So, like, I don't know. It could be interesting, but I mean, I don't know. I honestly, I think it's not really going to be that important to, not that important just in general in the scheme of things. Let's see. So we got man coverage here. Another blitz. You know, Buffalo's picked up the blitzes so far. They picked up the blitz. I think Arizona thought it was going to be a run, even though it wasn't really a great play action. So, there you go. All right, so it's going to be zone coverage again, cover 3. It's a running play. Not too much doing. Good play there by 96. You know, I mean, the Cardinals' running defense still isn't great. Okay, what down was this? I lose track of the down so much when I'm watching all 22. So it's 3rd and 1. They're just going to quarterback sneak. It makes sense. It's the most effective play to get 1 yard in football. No other play has that kind of a success rate that the quarterback sneak does. How about Josh Allen not making a risky throw that he wanted to make probably? Look, he definitely, so it's zone. You see Beasley, kind of could have made that throw maybe, but there was a linebacker over the way, so he just throws it to Diggs, takes the guaranteed some yards. Does play action still work against the defense when they blitz? Kind of. I mean, sometimes it's a complete disaster. Sometimes, but if you think about it, sorry. That was. I swear, it's so hard to answer questions when Josh Allen's playing because he does so many crazy things. So look at this high. I mean, that's not on him. That's a high snap, but he still runs and he's trying to throw it. Couldn't do much. Yeah, I mean, it can. It can definitely work against zone blitzes, for sure, obviously, and sometimes just as a defense, you know, you're blitzing, but then you think it's going to be a run, so you kind of go in an area that you wouldn't necessarily. If you're, you know, you might do a rushing move on defense as opposed to a pass rush move, as in a run defense stopping move, as opposed to a pass defense stopping move. Well, that didn't work out. What happened here? Something went wrong. Okay. Oh, it's just a good job shooting the gaps by the linebackers. A linebacker. See him. So he sort of sees they're trying to do a little wedge here. So he blocks him, which did clear up that gap. The problem is that 59 just noticed it. Shot through there quickly. Goes man. Beasley just gets quickly open. And so that's the luxury of having a guy like Beasley is, he can beat man consistently. So I'm not saying he's like the best receiver in the league or anything, but he's someone who, against man coverage, he can win on a third down, which this was, right? 3rd and 4? Or no, next down's 3rd and 4. But, even on a situation like that, they play man, he can pick up 7, make it an easy third down situation, or at least a achievable third down situation. Zone coverage. Ooh, risky play here. So let's break it down. So they're showing blitz, but they're not going to blitz. It's going to be cover 3 zones. So 3 guys deep, 4 over the middle. So now you see Allen. He wants to throw it there. That's the main target right here, but it's not open. That defensive back's doing a good job. He also could consider over here, but again, Peterson's in that area. He seems to be doing a pretty good job. Now, oh, look at this. Diggs is about to get wide open. Watch this. Diggs, I don't even think Diggs, ooh, man. So look at this. Diggs just notices this. He had a touchdown if he notices Diggs. Ooh, that's tough. I mean, it's hard to blame him too much. He's under pressure right now. But if Allen notices Diggs and throws it, that's a touchdown. And maybe that's kind of something that as a team, you watch the tape and say, hey, we had a touchdown. If that ever happens again, we got it. Because Diggs, that's not even where his route's supposed to be. He just noticed it. And then Allen makes a dangerous throw. He's trying to force it in there. I think he overthrew it. I don't think he was throwing it to the back. I think he was throwing it to the receiver, overthrew it, and it was the back who knocked it down. I usually skip the special teams. Sorry if you're a special teams, junkie. Love your special teams. So a little play action against zone. Hopkins gets over. Yeah. Pretty simple concept. Good patience waiting for the gap in coverage. That's a good play. Good play by, again, this is kind of, wait, so what happened here? Did the play stop? Was there a penalty? I'm trying to figure this out. Okay. Yeah, there was a false start penalty. It was a good play. Okay, there's going to be another one. It was a good play, but it didn't matter. I only like seeing fake punts, kicks, and return touchdowns. Yeah, for the most part, that's what's interesting. I mean, I like it in terms of, like, when I'm watching a live game. It definitely has its importance, but I'm not going to rewatch. Like, I'm not going to... When I'm trying to, like, study, I don't care. Just a missed throw from Murray. He had him, right? There's that gap. Threw it too high, but at least he got it too high, The good thing about throwing it too high is he threw it way too high, because if he didn't throw it high enough, that could have been an interception. So at least there was that, but yeah, kind of a dangerous miss. Obviously wasn't intentional. Quarterback run here. Murray's taken more hits this year. That's something I've noticed. Last year, it seemed like he didn't take any hits. Now, he'll take the occasional hit. Could you break down the Ravens and Patriots later? That's a good idea. I actually was thinking about that. I might do that. Because I was thinking about Seahawks, Rams, but I think Ravens, Patriots might be better. I'll probably do that. Okay, another penalty. Jesus. I wish they would just, I don't know, give you an option, like, don't watch penalties. So let's see. Little quick pass again. That's what they love to do. They love those just quick passes and just force. It's a college style offense in a lot of ways. It really is. A lot of running, a lot of this. Gets to the other side. It's fine. And again, they just keep going back to this. They're not. They're going to keep doing this if it keeps working, But now you got a third down situation. Third down and 5. So now you have to just. I wish I could watch film without having to pay a ton for Game Pass. Yeah, yeah, that's not good. I mean, it was $100 for a year. I feel like that's not terrible. Ooh, Murray, my God. Well, don't do that, but it was an incredible play until he ran out of bounds. So watch. So there's the blitz. Pressure comes immediately. Not great job by the offensive line. 74 to not pick up the pressure. Maybe Murray could help them out. Either way, but making not only him miss, makes another guy miss. Looked like he had a shot. So you see, look, Murray, he is, like I tell you, he's conservative. Jameis Winston makes that throw, right? There are quarterbacks who make that throw. He's just not going to take the risk. He'd rather take the 3 points. Doesn't Game Pass come with the replay of the whole game? Yeah, I mean, Game Pass is awesome if you're someone who watches a lot of film like me. I mean, that's where I watch this on, the All 22. It comes with every game. They even have condensed games, that's how I watch. Like, I try to get to the point where I've watched at least almost every game when I record my podcast on Sunday nights. So, like, with the 30 minutes, they come out almost after the game's over. So that gives me a chance to watch. Like, there's been plenty of podcasts where I've literally watched every game on the condensed version before I even start the podcast. Well, this is interesting. So the play action, right? It was play action here. Yeah, play action gets the linebackers to move in. Now watch how he's quickly trying to get back to cover Diggs. And this kind of just leaves a lane open for Allen to run. So he says, okay, I'll take that. You don't often run play action to set up the quarterback run, but hey, sometimes that's what works. I love these. Okay, well, that's actually not what I thought. But I love one. Okay, Proper Pickle. Oh, hey, I didn't realize that was you, Proper Pickle. How's it going? I love when my third string tight end gets hurt in Madden, so I have to play my long snapper at tight end. That's funny. That's a funny. I like to imagine that actually happening in an NFL game. I feel like for me, it would always be like an offensive lineman that would play it. Like, right? Like, it would be like my backup tackle. I don't know. I haven't played in a bit. I buy every year because I'm an idiot. Like I know it's like $60 for basically just a roster update, but I'm like, whatever. I have money. But yeah, it used to be so good back in the day. I mean, it wasn't like perfect, but I felt like there was like the glory years in Madden. I know I'm just talking about Madden now, but there was like the glory years. I remember like the first year Ultimate Team came out, or maybe it was the second year. One day it wasn't like you pay for everything. This is the good play action. Get the throwing lane. I hate injuries, but I wanted the Cowboys quarterbacks to keep getting hurt to see that one tight end at quarterback. Yeah, I know what you mean, Sauce Boss. Where like every time you hear, like when New England, Brady was suspended, and then Garoppolo got hurt, so Brissett was in, and they said the backup for Brissett was Julian Edelman. And it's like, of course you don't want someone to get hurt, but there is that part of you that wants to see Julian Edelman be quarterback in an NFL game just to see how it would work out. They got it to work, too. Look, everything's working perfectly. They have 3 blockers. This could be a touchdown if executed perfectly, but Allen just kind of doesn't make a great throw. Actually, that's a good throw. Singletary just dropped it. Yeah, can't have that. Long snappers in Madden are interested as tight ends. Gotcha. Wait, why would you play with injury sliders up? Why do you... Why is that? I feel like I always turn entry sliders like down. For the added realism of 2020. Okay, well, there you go. I guess there's a reason. I like that. All right. So this looks like it's... This is, man. See, this is where I get a little bit annoyed with when teams do these kind of things. They get too obsessed with disguising, right? Sometimes just play a coverage. Don't get too obsessed. Because look, now they have this player is playing man against 19 right over there. Look at how far away they are. That's so easy for Allen to just make a quick throw. That's a guaranteed several yards. And he makes a quick tackle. Like, that works out well. So I guess it shouldn't be... It's 3rd and 15. But just play coverage. Why are we giving up yards? Especially when you're so close to being in field goal range. Did the field goal go in? It did. John Ross of the Bengals was about to play cornerback for them due to injuries, but he got himself injured as well. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I also kind of like when the kickers get hurt and you then see like a punter come in and kick, or they just don't kick for the rest of the game, or like Chad Ochocinco kicked the extra point that one game. Like, those are always fun. What do you think about the Dolphins running? Okay, few comments in a row. What do you think about the Dolphins running game with Myles Gaskin out? I mean, I think that the Dolphins running game should be fine. I think that any running back going down shouldn't kill your running game. And if it does, there's only a couple guys I can think that can really do it, but it's not going to make a huge difference. Like, running backs are just one of the guys who has an impact in the running game. Let's see. Dak already got hurt, and Zeke already got hurt in my franchise. Definitely realistic. There you go. Bong Dong Silver. We like Andrew Thomas. I appreciate that. Yeah, Thomas good, Giants bad. Yeah, good stuff. Appreciate that. How's it going, man? And here we go. Good running play. What happens here? Good double team. That's really what it came down to. See right there. Cardinals O-line's solid. You know, it really is. It's nothing spectacular, but it's, especially in the running game, I like what they do. Unless you have Nick Chubb or Derrick Henry, your running game isn't over if your RB1 gets hurt. Yeah, that's what I think. There are a few guys. Yeah, Nick Chubb. I think Dalvin Cook to some degree as well, although I do think he benefits from that system. So let's see, what's the situation? Let's talk about the score. So it's 13-6 Buffalo. We got about 4 minutes left. Oh, Kyler again. Kyler's had not a great game, right? He's missed a good amount of throws. I put Jalen Smith in at tight end instead of my long snapper. Well, there you go. Can you do that in Madden? Can you just have someone play like every snap all game? Thing about Chubb is that they would still have Hunt in the backfield. Yeah, that's true. I mean, and then the Browns running game was good with Kareem Hunt, but it wasn't as normally dominant. I mean, yeah, they have a great 1-2 punch, but I think I'm talking more of just in a vacuum. So this is an interesting play. 3rd down and 6, right? Buffalo's coming after him. I believe they have, cover 1, but everyone else is rushed. So 5-man rush. Pressure's coming quickly. Kyler has to get out of here. He has a couple options. That guy's open. Is that Larry? Yeah, Fitzgerald is open, but he just can't get it there because of the pressure. Maybe he could have, but I don't think he was looking there anyways. So that's tough. So he's going to try and run, see if he can run for the first down, but there just isn't the room. Yeah. Wait, so what happens here? Oh, is this 4th down? Oh, wow. Okay, so they go for it on 4th, which makes sense in this spot. I like it. It's man again, but the middle of the field's open because they're playing cover 2. I don't like this play call. What are you doing? So they're going to play cover 2 man. Why do you have 2 safeties deep on a 4th down and 5. Have no safeties deep. Let him take a chance deep. Like, I don't get that. You're just leaving the middle of the field open. That's an easy pass for Kyler to make. I don't like that. I think the Ravens used to have a fullback that played defensive edge. Yeah, well, I mean, back in the day, every team would have, like Sammy Baugh, who one time led the league in passing yards, average punt yards per punt, and also most defensive interceptions. I mean, man, the running game, if you want to play, they get you to spread out. Again, it's a college offense. It really is. Look at how they're spread out. And then they just say, okay, we'll trust our guys who can just make our blocks. This very important football question, Jackson. Do you partake in the devil's lettuce? I don't know what that means. Does that mean weed? Not really, if it does, but or maybe that means something like really. That sounds like dirty, but I don't think it is supposed to be dirty. I don't know. I think it means weed. I'm too. I feel like I'm a dad sometimes listening to the comments. 2nd and 14. So, yeah, weed. Okay. Glad everyone is able to laugh at me not knowing what that means. Ooh, look at this. So it's 3rd and 13. And you see how far deep they're playing. Kyler says, I'm going to try and run for it. And this is interesting, too, because they're going to play like this. Watch this. Typically, in this situation, you would just kind of like crush him, right? But you can't do that here because he's the quarterback, and if you crush him, then you're going to get a penalty. So Kyler's kind of using the sideline almost as a tool. He knows you can't really hit him towards the sideline. And he knows when he runs out, he's gonna get the first down. Wasn't sure if that was a first down. I think they gave it to him though. Let's see. Okay, I missed the call. What's up? Just wanted to show love and support. Just sub to the Patreon also. Oh, well, I appreciate that. Definitely very much. Bong Dong said he was kidding. Yeah, gotcha. What position did you play in high school? If you're asking me, I didn't play in high school. I never played in like an official league or anything. I've just been watching football for forever. I've sort of just learned all this stuff myself. Okay, so it looks like. So this is funny. There was someone used the term Redskins defense instead of Washington football team, and Twitch held it for review. They made me have to allow it because the term Redskins was used. That's funny. But what do you think of the Redskins defense? When I watch them play, I see the play 5 down defensive linemen somewhat often. Yeah, they play a 3-4 style defense. Had to pick. Yeah, I mean, I like the Washington football team. I like their defense. I like Ron Rivera does a great job. You got to make sure you say Washington football team, not the R words in the chat. That's funny. I don't like how lightly and commonly Kyler carries the ball one-handed. Yeah, I mean, my thing is, like, I'll complain about it when you fumble. Like Mike Vick always did it. LaShawn McCoy always did it. But, yeah, I know. I still can't get over the Washington Redskins thing. Even worse than not calling them the football team, he didn't call them by their proper name as the Balls. Yes, exactly. I still don't really get that joke, to be honest. Kyle just started calling them, if you guys don't listen to my podcast, we called a Washington football team the Balls on there. I still don't really get why. I don't know where that came from. I just know Kyle does that. Kyle started doing it, and I'm like, all right, well, it's funny, so I'll keep doing it. This is like what I do in Madden right here. Josh Allen. Watch how. So he has the guy. He's trying to block him. Allen just outruns his blocker. Yes, the Washington Potatoes. I've been a Dolphins fan my whole life. Do you think we're set up for at least a deep playoff run in the coming years with Tua at quarterback? It's always so hard to tell. I mean, they got a good chance. I mean, I would say probably, right? I have to say Brian Flores is doing an amazing job with Tua. Yeah, I mean, and Tua is just, he's awesome. I mean, he's what we thought he was going to be before the freak injury, and it's cool to see him completely come back. No, I like what Washington's doing a lot. I mean, it makes sense, too. And it's crazy to think about how, I actually think in a weird way, the Raiders kind of started this when they traded Khalil Mack. Like, trading a star player and saying, you know what, we're going to get rid of this star player for draft picks. And then you saw Miami really do it, but do it to a much higher degree. And it's working out for him. Did Kyler have a lot of quick snap and throws this game, or has he been doing this a lot this season? He does it a lot this season. Yes, Washington name redacted. Our defense looks pretty solid in 4. Yeah, I mean, and he's an incredible defensive play caller. He called the plays that Super Bowl when they shut down Jared Goff for the Patriots. Again, Allen never gives up on a play, doesn't he? Is there going to be something open? Probably not, but why not take a chance throwing out of bounds, see if you can gain some yards. 20 seconds left, 3rd and 1. 20 seconds left in the half. Well, that didn't work. He sold it out well to get that guy, but 93 was there. Okay, so now oh, wow, he made a field goal. Ooh, that's crazy. So what happened here? And now I'm confused. Did Arizona have a timeout? Because if they did, why not play it? But maybe they didn't have any timeouts. I believe that says Arizona has a timeout. I believe that's a timeout. I'll check the broadcast footage.
Did not pick up his 5th-year option, so Reddick's timing is actually...
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out what exactly happens here. So Allen does not get the first down here. 16 seconds left. If you're Arizona, you got to call a timeout here, because then Buffalo might not just try for the field goal, because then you have a Hail Mary opportunity. They might punt it, because it's 4th down now. I don't know. Either way, you got to call it a timeout. You can always just knee it if you get the ball. Oh, yeah. All right, so we're at the half. 16-9, kind of a weird score. Even crazier how the Dolphins can take either the top tackle, wide receiver, or linebacker they want because of Bill O'Brien. Yeah, I mean, that's the other crazy thing is they have the Texans' first 2 draft picks next year, which is just absurd. How bad of a spot that Bill O'Brien's trading put them back. I don't know why you get rid of DeAndre Hopkins, but that's been beaten to death, and it's still not talked about enough. I was thinking a linebacker to solidify our defense, but who knows? I'm trying to figure out on a 3rd down, and they call an option play. Yeah, I don't really know. I don't understand that. With Xavier Howard and Byron Jones, our secondary isn't looking too shabby either. Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, the Byron Jones thing was like, I remember when it happened, I said, I'm not crazy about him, but I think he was a bit overpaid, but it works perfectly for their system. because now they just have that complete defense. He was kind of the final piece, so it's like, is he maybe a bit overpaid? Sure, but like that's what you have to do in free agency also, is overpay for guys, and he's been really good. I think he's been better for Miami than he was for Dallas. Dwayne Brown, Jadeveon Clowney, and DeAndre Hopkins, all for a maximum of a second-round pick. Yeah, crazy. I mean, the Clowney one I kind of get, and that was more the GM who was there before Bill O'Brien, because like he already wanted out when Bill O'Brien became the GM, and he didn't really have too many other options. And plus, I don't think Clowney's very good. I think getting rid of Clowney for a second-round pick makes sense, because I wouldn't want to pay him what he wants. But yeah, I mean, the Dwayne Brown trade made no sense, and the Hopkins trade really made no sense. Ooh, good play. Who was that? '21. Peterson. Well, hey, he can still make those plays. So now, Dolphins draft lineman. Yep, you can't go wrong taking someone to protect Tua. And then, I mean, yeah, pretty chill. It's weird, right? They're going to need to build the right side of the line is more important than the left. Personally, I think Clowney is severely overrated when Aaron Donald and Khalil Mack were from the same draft class. Well, yeah, I mean, those guys are both... I mean, he clearly hasn't lived up to the number 1 overall pick. There's no doubt. I really do feel like if Clowney was like a 4th-round pick, no one's thought, whoop, look at that. If he was like a 4th-round pick, then no one would be talking about him. Watch this ball just pop out. How in the world does that happen? Kenyon Drake holding on to it with one hand, and it just slipped out, I guess. Weird. Well, kind of backbreaking, right? You're already down 7 points, and now that happens. Okay, a lot of questions. Gotta keep up. DeAndre Baker just signed to the Chiefs. Oh, wow, interesting. Maybe for depth, not instant play. Yeah, I mean, the Chiefs secondary is great. Like, they don't need him. But maybe he chose them as opposed to them choosing him. Clowney wanted too much money to be a one-sided D lineman. Yeah, I mean, and honestly, I think he should play. I made a video about this. I think he should play 3-4 defensive end instead of playing edge. I think he's better in that position. And then, what do you think the Chargers' biggest need is this offseason? The Chargers' biggest need this offseason is offensive line, and offensive line. Like, that's just really important for them. Why is Brian Flores the only coach in the league that has the balls to actually make cover zero pressures a main concept of the... Yeah, I mean... Well, part of it... I mean, I agree with you. I like what he does. I think that it makes sense. Those are probably my 2 favorite styles of defense. It's either the Flores, Todd Bowles has a similar style, Greg Williams, of sort of like, they don't blitz as much. They don't play cover zero as much. But here, I want to talk about this play in a second. But yeah, I love what they do. Yeah, it also helps that you have the strong corners, as people are saying. Okay, let's talk about this play. So, look, this is zone. Cover 3, I believe. Cover 2, cover 3. So, I believe this is cover 3. Zone. Yeah, it's zone. And you're just going to watch how the linebacker there, he takes away 88, thinking that's his job, but then Beasley just runs underneath. Good design. You play. See, so the Arizona Cardinals, they like to play that aggressive zone, which I like. I think it's smart. I think it's a good system. That was what I was going to say. That's my other favorite kind of system is, the Jacksonville Jaguars back when they had a great defense, that kind of system. Watch how he takes away 88, the tight end. But this is how you take advantage of that. When then Beasley just runs underneath, and now there is that spot open, and Beasley's able to get a touchdown. So Bill's looking good right now. Obviously, we know what's going to happen. But right now, Bills look like clearly the better team. And there's 9 minutes left in the third. I love Madden where speed is the only thing that matters. And I can score 42 points. Yeah, that's good. Is winning, lol. and O-line. Someone saw yeah, definitely, but I feel like a lot of teams with good corner duos end up playing base cover 3 and drop like the Niners and LOB. Well, kind of, but I mean, both of those two teams you mentioned, one of those corners is Richard Sherman, who's sort of known for being an elite cover 3 zone corner, but not necessarily a great man corner. So I think it kind of makes sense. I like the cover 3 drop, like you say. Like you need the pass rushers to pull it off, but I mean, like, I think it can work really well as long as you have, like, Chicago. They have a great defense because they play that cover 3. They do have corners, but if they were to play the Miami Dolphins, I don't think it works as well. I think it just depends on, is the strength of your team rushing the passer, or is the strength of your team your corners? If the strength of your team is your corners, then you do the Miami. If the strength of your team is your pass rushers, then you do the Chicago, San Francisco. I mean, on that play, you're kind of burnt either way. Just a good play call. Yeah, exactly. That's sort of what I wasn't trying to say. He made the wrong decision. I was just saying that was a good play call to know what decisions they're going to make and take advantage of it. Why not set the Chargers D up to play that way, or the Ravens? They have elite secondaries away. Well, the Ravens do play that way. The Ravens will also play a very similar style. They blitz a lot. The Chargers, I mean, they just like their cover 3 zone. Which I think makes sense when they have Bosa healthy, but now Bosa isn't healthy, so it's really struggled. Bills have no pass rush. Exactly, so that's why you see Buffalo, they haven't done a ton this game. That's actually something I probably should mention more. Last year, they did a lot of cover 1. This year, they're playing a lot more zone. I didn't really think about that until you mentioned it. But yeah, they should be doing that more. They should be blitzing more, playing a lot more man. But against Arizona, it is kind of hard to play man because you have Kyler Murray, so that's probably why. Because if you play man, Kyler's just going to run and pick up a bunch of yards that way. I think the Ravens blitz around 50% of the time. Yep, they love the blitz. And I think it makes sense. If that's your team, then you got to do it. I wonder if they'll blitz a little bit less now that they have Ngakoue. Penalty. See, and again, it's little stuff like this. So it's just, wait, it's what situation? Second and 14. They're playing a deep zone coverage. And so for Arizona, they're just going to take some yards, throw it to the halfback. He's able to make a move. Chase Edmonds is a good receiving halfback. And just like that, they turn it from a second, and like they get 9 yards in that play. You'll take that 10 out of 10 times. So now you have this situation. I was looking at the wrong guy. Oh, look at that. See, and that's the so is that a 93? So they have a, watch this what they're doing here. So they have 93 is going to drop back into coverage. They don't have a linebacker blitz on that side, but it's picked up nicely by Arizona's offensive line. Their guard doesn't know what's going on, but everyone else picked it up nicely. So now he's able to sort of sneak by. You look over here, you have Christian Kirk. He's going to just sort of sneak by that defensive end, who, in fairness to him, like, that's not what he does. He doesn't play coverage like that. So that's kind of why I say sometimes just play covered. Like, sometimes just rush for, put your linebackers in that situation instead of a defensive end. It can work out, but that's not too difficult of a play to read for Arizona. And now you're putting your guys in positions to fail. Okay, I thought New England would play way more cover 0 and 21, but then the opt-outs, I'm assuming you mean 2020. I noticed Buffalo had trouble containing quarterbacks. Yeah, exactly. Especially when you're playing Kyler. Like, it's hard to play man in that situation. They lost Calais Campbell and their starting nose tackle. For Baltimore, right. Ravens have the corners to do that. Yeah. I stopped. Just a running play. Is Pete Carroll still that Legion of Boom coach? Because his defenses haven't been great in years, and they're super dependent on talent. Well, yeah, that's the thing about defense in general is just super dependent on talent. Like, there's only so much you can do coaching wise. It's you can sort of smoke and mirrors your way through an offensive game. You can't really do that on defense. And they still stop the run well. Just their secondary is atrocious. There you go. Good play by Kyler. So good response there for Arizona. And see, watch. He just sort of watch how patient he is, letting the 55 go to Drake. You got to know how to stop these things too. I mean, you got to know if that guy's block. It's tough though. I mean, those situations are hard. Seattle also has no pass rush. They blitz their 2 best players and still get burnt. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Is their secondary can't get it done. Right, yeah. People are talking about the New England. Sorry, I'm behind in the comments. I'm trying to just quickly catch up. People are talking about the New England defense scheme. Yeah, very similar one to what we're talking about, to Miami. I mean, that was basically the same Brian Flores scheme. He was there the year before. Right, this Darnold seeing ghost game. Let's see. Dolphins use their cover 0 look to scare quarterbacks into making throws. Like with Jared Goff. Yep. Especially you got to be smart. You got to be patient too. There's nothing you can do if your defensive lineman can't win their one-on-ones. Yeah, exactly. It's hard when your defense is, at the end of the day, it's a lot less scheme based than offense is. I thought that secondary would be so much better than it is. They have so many names just because their secondary is up to par. I'm not really sure. I'm lost. I don't know what we're talking about. Whatever. We'll move on. I'm all caught up on questions. I don't know if people prefer me to read every question or just sometimes to skip some. I don't know. Figuring it out still. Would have liked to see Allen get rid of this ball a little quicker. He wants to throw it there. I mean, that's tough. I mean, whatever. So again, we're still in. What's the score here? Okay, so it's 23-16. 4 minutes left in the third. It's cover 3. They're playing. Okay, covered it up nicely. Good job by them. Proper Pickles says you can ignore the dumb comments like mine. Okay, good. Never reading your comment again. No, I'm kidding. Okay, gains a couple. Dolphins stepped their game up big time since making Tua the quarterback. Yeah, I mean, they've been... Part of it, too, though, is like special teams and defensive touchdowns. Those always concern me a little bit because I don't know how sustainable they are. You know, like you saw that with New England early last season when they were getting defensive touchdowns at a historic rate. This is interesting. So you see Fitzgerald, he's kind of cutting like that, but a good bounce. Like I see why. Like it looks like he's about to get open, but just kind of really good play by 23. Micah Hyde, yeah. Can you even call the Jets a team anymore? I mean, they are a team, not a good one. All right, so just a 4-point game. So, Arizona's hanging around. It's like, I do feel like Buffalo's felt like the better team this whole game, but Arizona's kind of just held around. Good running play. Arizona will still have those things where sometimes they just get beat. Okay. Oops. All right. I hate that. See, this is what watch. You're here. Hit him. Touch him. Do something. Because now they get a free play. If you touch him, then we're good. Then it's not good. It's going to get blown dead. Oh, wow. This what a weird play. So, look at how deep it is. Allen, ball getting hit. He's like, hey, free play. Might as well just throw it. And Diggs, how about Diggs with the block on the edge, too? The Jets are definitely a football team. They have receivers, truly one of the teams of 2020. That reminds me of there was an Onion article about LeBron James, and it was like when he was playing for the Cavaliers. And, ooh, bad. I'll talk about this in a second. There was an Onion article about LeBron James when he was playing for the Cavs, and it was like, back when the rest of the team was really terrible. And it was like, LeBron James thanks his teammates for helping them get to the final. And he's like, I couldn't have been here without my teammates. Literally, due to the rules of basketball, you have to have 4 other players. So I literally could not have done it without them. It was a pretty funny. I recommend look up that one. That one was funny. But yeah, let's talk about this terrible. Instead of me trying to remember Onion articles. So it looks like man coverage. I think it's a cover 1 man play. So this is the problem with Allen, right? So it's a 2nd down and 10, and he kind of he wants to make too much happen sometimes. So he sees the only safety is deep is there, so then he's deciding to make that throw. But Peterson, who I believe is just, I don't really know if it's him or him that's supposed to be covering someone else, but they have sort of a double team on Diggs either way. But Peterson just reads it really nicely. It's a small window anyways. Allen misses the throw, and Peterson just makes a good read, too. So, great play by Peterson. Not really that bad of a decision by Allen, but just missed the throw. I gotta blow my nose. Right, so there's the interception. So that's a huge play, right? Because it's 23-19. Again, now Arizona, another opportunity here. Let's see what they do. Again, able to make guys miss like that. That was that 27? If it was, 37. So I think it was Tre'Davious White, not that. Feels like the running game hasn't been spectacular, but they're doing it and they're keeping Buffalo honest. They've had a few solid runs and they're just keeping Buffalo honest. Good defense. Oh, called a flag? Where's the flag? I guess that, I'm assuming. I'm not sure if you can see something on this angle. No. I don't know about that, but okay. I guess they called something there. He has a better angle than I do. Okay, so here you go for Arizona. Prime opportunity. And again, they can't stop those option plays, man. Look at that. The option plays are good. Well, that's tough. I mean, what Arizona has done a better job that Baltimore didn't do is Arizona doesn't run these plays very often. Baltimore just ran them a ton, which is fine. But I think Arizona doesn't rely on these. They just use them as a play. But still, right here, watch. So you see, everyone needs to know their gap assignment. He needs to know. Just needs to be further back. You need an extra guy here. It's essentially what you need. You need Edmonds to sort of shift around there. That way he could stay out to the side. Edmonds covers here, and he covers there, and you just hope. I mean, there's still an opportunity made. You really have to sell out to stop that kind of run. But you can't really sell out to stop the kind of run because Murray's so good at throwing. So it's so hard to stop those things. Let's see. Pro Bowl is going to be on Madden this year, so the Pro Bowl is going to be even more of a joke than usual. My unpopular opinion is I like the Pro Bowl. Part of it is because I live in Orlando, so I like to go to it just because it's fun. But I don't know. Obviously it's not like a big deal, but I just think it's kind of. I always just view it as like it's a practice game with the best players in the world. Like that's my mind. And if you view it from that angle, it's actually kind of fun. Good play, 34. He gets around if you're a DB going up against an offensive lineman, use your footwork. Don't try to overpower him. Robbie Anderson has looked like a whole new guy for the Panthers this year. I gotta be honest, I don't really think he has. I think he's just in a system that allows him to get more yards. Like, he's still shown me what I've seen with New York. He's just in a better system, I think. I'm highly sure Jackson can run the Jets better. Well, thank you. I don't know if that's really a compliment or just damning with faint praise with Adam Gase, but yeah, everyone breaks out when they're freed from Adam Gase. It's true. I mean, you can't deny that. I would like it. The Pro Bowl was mainly just side games. Yeah, I've heard like there should be like flag football or like even like I don't know. I like the dodgeball game and stuff. One of my favorite videos I made was my breakdown of the dodgeball game last year. Let's see. So Allen's taking a shot. So I don't know if Brown just tried to sell a penalty or what, or maybe he got hurt. Did he step on? I don't know what happened there, but Allen takes a shot. Brown falls down. 2nd down and 10. Good play by 93 to not get taken down. Let's see. I forgot COVID was a thing, so how would the Pro Bowl work if they can't be close to each other? I mean, I would assume it would just be the same as just a regular game, right? Like that's what I would think. They might not do a Pro Bowl this year though, because who knows? Pro Bowl means to bring back the other events they used to have. Yeah, that'd be fun. Stuff like that. Also, someone donated some bits. I think that's like money, right? Well, thank you, I believe. I'm not sure exactly how that works. I'm still sort of new to this Twitch, but I appreciate it. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Got distracted. 3rd and 11. They're going for screen pass. And Allen. Josh Allen, my goodness. I mean, you're going to see some fun stuff. I don't know why he would make that throw. I guess you're down, but there's time left. 13 minutes left. 100 bits is $1. Gotcha. Okay, well, appreciate that very much. I think someone did that earlier, too. Again, I appreciate it. I'm sorry if I don't say thank. I do appreciate any of that. I just appreciate you guys just watching. Like, that's awesome. I'm not always great at, like, saying it right when I do it. I sometimes sort of forget, like, the proper channel hosting etiquette, but I do appreciate it. See, this is interesting, right? It's so easy to watch this on tape and say, but like 54, who's playing well so far this game. See, so there's this double team. At this point, like clearly they're not going to be able to squeeze through that gap, get to the edge. Again, easy to say it now, but I think. I mean, I don't know. To be honest, the running game, I'm just not that great at talking about. Like I feel like I pretty much got passing down, and I get most of running, but sometimes there will be things I just miss. Hook Cam's a lot better at that stuff than I am because he's like an offensive line coach. I sort of focus more on, the passing game. Good run blocking though, and I feel like I got pass rush down too. It's really just the occasional run blocking thing I miss, to be honest. That running game Arizona got is elite. A lot of it helps when you have Kyler Murray, like having a running quarterback. That just opens up so many doors because it is something you kind of have in the back of your mind on every play. Sauce Boss has a fun little graphic thing going there. Do you ever watch games on TV and just feel something coming and it actually happens? Yeah, I know what you mean. And I'm assuming you don't mean like I can predict that this is like, it's not like when you see, I don't know, let's 2nd and 12 and say, whatever. I mean, it's not like when you see something, but like sometimes you're just like, I think this is going to happen, and then it does. Like if you're just like, I think this is going to be a pass to Larry Fitzgerald up the middle for no reason, and then it is, right? Oh, right, this was the interception that wasn't really Kyler's fault, but it also wasn't a great throw. I mean, you got the blitz. This is the zone blitz. Larry's wide open. Kyler misses this throw. Again, Kyler, ironically, didn't have a great game this one. He missed a lot of throws. He still did a lot well, so he had maybe an inconsistent game would be the better way to say. Dolphins Cardinals is one of my favorite games so far, to be honest. It was a great one. What was great was it was Tua's coming out party too, and it was Kyler Murray, who's one of the more exciting young quarterbacks. So yeah, I mean that was awesome. And there are two teams that I feel like you want to see do good, right? You want to see these teams that have been bad for a while just be good. It's just fun when that happens. And I mean, just think about how many teams this year we have that are classic teams that suck that are looking good. The Cardinals are looking good. The Bills are looking good. These two teams. You got Miami. You have Cleveland. You have the Raiders. That's just in the AFC. You also have Tampa Bay, my team. The teams that are always 2020 is backwards. For me, I'd have to say Ravens Steelers. That's interesting. That was a good game. I don't think it was. Honestly, this game might have been the best game, although it was kind of sloppy. I don't know if you could really call it the best game. I'm trying to think now. What would be the best game? People tell me in the chat what some of your picks are for some of the best games so far this season. The Seahawks Cardinals game was a lot of fun. Most games of Kyler Murray were good to me. Yeah, I mean, for whatever reason, just all chaos breaks loose with the Cardinals and Seahawks, and then even when they play each other, especially so. Panthers Chiefs was a great game. Yeah, that's a good one. Even Chiefs Chargers for sort of a defensive matchup with still some offense. That was a good one too. Matthew Stafford is number one underrated quarterback in my mind. Whether he is or not is debatable, but he will never get enough respect for the Lions. Yeah, I mean that's just it's just the Lions way, unfortunately. Okay, I didn't expect this to take so long. We're already at an hour and 15 minutes, so I wanted to watch. We'll get some of the Patriots. We'll get enough that we can get an idea of how things went. Another good screen. Balls versus Giants. That was another great one. Honestly, the Giants have played in some good games too. They played in a good game against Tampa. They played in a good game against Philadelphia. A couple good games against the one where Philadelphia came back and won. That was a good game. Steelers Cowboys. I mean, yeah, that was kind of a sloppy one, but entertaining one. Even how about Jets Patriots too? That was fun. Where we got elite Joe Flacco back. See, so they're sending this guy. I'm assuming this is a response. See how he sort of rushes to the edge. As sort of a response to this Kyler Murray running system. They're trying to make sure they get these gap assignments down. Browns and Bengals second time I think is my favorite. Atlanta Dallas. That might be the one. Even Dallas Cleveland. That was another great one. Now we're just listing off all the good games this year, but still. And Detroit had a couple. Like, Detroit, Chicago, week 1 was good when there was the DeAndre Swift drop pass. That Joe Flacco joke has been going on for years. I know. Well, but for me, in fairness to me, I legitimately, I mean, I don't think he's elite, but I legitimately, like, he was my favorite quarterback growing up. Like, I love him for, like, because, you know, I'm a Bucs fan. The Bucs never made the playoffs. So this is the 3rd down and 1. Again, watch how 24, he's blitzing here. He's blitzing off the edge to sort of prevent something like this. So even though it wasn't able to actually be a run, Fitzgerald kind of ran over to help block and almost hurt him, to be honest. But what's interesting here is if Kyler got around him, there's like an outside chance that, like, if they made the blocks and Kyler gets there quickly, he goes for like 40 yards. Chargers Bucks was a good one. That was a good comeback. Never forget what Joe Flacco did in the 2012 postseason. He was incredible. I mean, I still think that's the best postseason run in NFL history. I mean, he was so good. What was it? 11 touchdowns, no picks. Like, that's just ridiculous. And who he beat. Think about who he beat, too. He beat Andrew Luck. He beat Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, and then the 49ers with their, that was the Colin Kaepernick team. Ooh, Allen. I remember this. I remember these, too. I was watching this game at this point. The L-22 makes it look worse. I get what he saw. It's not a terrible decision, just not a good throw and good closeout, right? Like now, he looks open. I mean, you have to wait for him to get into the gap in between those two linebackers, but he looks open. So Allen's going to say, okay, I'll make this throw, get my feet square. But the defensive back just does a great job closing out, and it should have been further. Nick Foles for the win. Yeah, I mean, Nick Foles had 2 good games, but Nick Foles wasn't great against Atlanta. That was their defense that won them that game. But he was incredible as well. Teams will start blitzing corner to stop zone read. Yeah, or just, have an extra linebacker out there doing that. But they're going to start putting more pressure in. But again, for Arizona, that's fine. You let them do that. You know what you do? You just take advantage in the passing game. Like that's fine. It still gives you an advantage there. But yeah, I mean that probably is the preferred thing to do. Again, another not a great throw by Murray. It's crazy. In this crazy game, Murray did not have the best game. A lot of missed throws. So yeah, Murray wants to run, and for good reason, right? Because at this moment, if Murray can get out there, he's gone. I mean, there's only 4 players in coverage, and they're all going to have their backs turned. So he's gone, but he just couldn't get out of the pocket because there's too many guys there. So there you go. Big play for Buffalo. 4 minutes left. They're down 3. An opportunity to come back and tie it or take the lead. Good little route by Diggs, fakes as though he's going in. I always like these where, gets little move there. Not even terrible defense. Is that Baker? No. 33, not 30. That's Byron Murphy. I was going to say, that'd be weird to put your safety on their number one receiver. Not even bad defense on that one. So now you got zone coverage, cover 3. Ooh, Josh Allen in trouble. So notice the twist on the line. See the twist? He's going to go to the inside. He stays to the out. They get it to work. Zach Moss doesn't even notice. Look at the back. He's looking the wrong way when it happens. Keep your head up. Don't look. Watch this, man. Look at him. You got to keep your head up, bud. He was trying to look around, but bad job by him, quite frankly. And that should have created a sack. Allen is able to throw it away. And that's huge to throw it away. Oh, my God. What a 3rd and 4. What a catch. He caught that. How did I miss this? I watched this game live. I didn't realize. I mean, my goodness. It really does feel weird to see a quarterback other than Tom with the Pats. Yeah, tell him. I mean, it feels weird to see Tom Brady as my team's quarterback. He's already the best quarterback to play for us. What do you think about Thursday Night Football? I like it. I mean, I like there being some more primetime games, and I like that from what I understand, it doesn't actually raise the risk of like long-term injuries. There are some more injury timeouts, I believe, but there's not like more long-term injuries from it. So I like it. I got some more questions. I'm trying to stay focused on the game because of how crazy it is at this moment. So maybe I'll read some questions in a second. So 2:45, 2nd and 10. Quarterback draw. I love it. Look at this. You know, quarterback draws when teams aren't expecting them can be great. Again, Allen, sometimes just let your blockers make the blocks, right? See, center's coming up. Just slow down a little bit. I get it's tough because Isaiah Simmons is there, but that's actually tougher than I realized on replay. But still, hey, first down. Good job. Okay, they're just going to take a few yards with the really good quick tackle there by, who is that, 34? I'm not sure who that is. But good quick tackle. Ooh, good defense. Buda Baker, again, every time I say, man, that's a great play, look at the number. It's always 32, it seems like. Great closeout. I mean, he looks open. Buda Baker just breaks in, punches it out. So now you got 3rd and 5. And again, it's Cole Beasley, right? Yeah, little Cole Beasley. Just a nice little easy throw. You get Diggs running the setup route for Beasley. Nice done. Okay, here we go. The screen pass. Really broken up by Murphy. Yeah, good job by him. Believe this is man, so that makes it a little easier because then he can just sort of focus on him. You got to really make sure if the defense is playing man and you have a screen pass, you got to make sure you block the guy who's supposed to be covering him. Playing man again. Oh, what happened here? Oh, Allen, what are you doing? So, makes the throw, but look at this. So, I think this is man, and someone just, watch this. Oh, no. Either he got confused or what. Watch him. He just, for whatever reason, he thinks there's a switch or whatever, but they both end up covering the tight end. He's wide open. Throw it there, Josh. Ugh. It's tough. You can't see the whole field, but that's one that if they didn't score on this drive, that's one that would make Josh Allen feel sick watching the replay. But they end up scoring quickly soon after this anyways. Ooh, good little catch there, even though it didn't really matter too much. Or did that matter? What was that? Was that a... Oh, shoot, I'm not on the 4th quarter. Okay, no, that didn't matter much. I was right. I saw him reach out, and so I was like, oh, wait, did he just get the first down? But no, that was just the 10 yards back marker. Okay, so they pick up a few yards. You know, I remember thinking, so this is kind of, do you consider burning more clock, right? So there's 43 seconds left. Arizona has 2 timeouts. They're going to run a quick pass there. Believe they call a timeout there. That's interesting, right? You could have burned 20 more seconds and not called a timeout. So obviously in hindsight, that doesn't look great. I mean, it's easy to say it in hindsight, but they could have burned more clock there. And then the next play, I believe this is man. Yeah, it's man coverage. Diggs just blows by Peterson, who thought Diggs was going to break over the middle. Gets to the outside. Good throw, good catch. Yeah, I mean, that's not great defense from Peterson. And, good play by Diggs and Allen. And just like that, they have the lead. Okay, I'll answer a couple questions. What do you think about Aqib Talib? I didn't listen to him on the broadcast. Talib, he played for the Bucs for a while. He kind of drove us crazy with all his off-the-field antics when he was with us. From what I understand, he was kind of just like a guy. He wasn't necessarily the most technically sound broadcaster, but that's fine sometimes. I hate how the first 6 Thursday night games sucked. Well, yeah, that's part of it too, is every team has to play Thursday nights, so that's part of the problem. And here, I'll pause this. Josh Allen's pretty good quarterback out of the pocket, but he's not afraid of contact. It's fine for now because he's young, but I don't know how many hits he can take as a quarterback like that. And same for Lamar. And Lamar mainly takes his hits from running, and he's been way less this year than last year. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I mean, and it will build up. We saw it with Cam Newton, right? But Cam Newton's now playing already, so I don't know. There's no doubt about it. Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, unless you see a significant change in their game, they're not going to play till they're 40, like, some of these more pocket passers can. But at the same time, it adds so much value now that it's kind of like, why take it away? I'd rather have 15 years of greatness than 20 years of mediocrity. All right, so let's talk about this drive now. 34 seconds, 1st and 10. Okay, so real quick, Buffalo, they're playing this cover 2 zone. Murray is able to get some yards, get over the middle. It's interesting, right? Because part of you says, for Buffalo, they're okay with doing this in a way. Clearly for Arizona, they know they're not going to get too close. They're just trying to get in a Hail Mary situation. So again, Buffalo, they're not disguising anything. Cover 2 zone again. Again, for Arizona, they're just trying to get over the middle. They run a quick play like that. And then they... Wait, what happened? All right, so yeah, so they used their other timeout. I forgot they had timeouts. So they used both their timeouts now. But now now they're at midfield. That was the bare minimum of what they were trying to get accomplished. I think a lot of teams try and, see what they can do. You can still work over the middle of the field if you want. Arizona doesn't want to. Let's see, got a new follower. Appreciate that. Appreciate everyone who decided to follow me. I didn't say thank you to everyone, but I do appreciate it. So this is a designed rollout to the right. See how they have two. They were even. Oh, look at that. I mean, Murray could have taken a shot. I don't know how much time exactly. Maybe 15. I mean, they would have had to hurry down, spike the ball, but maybe that probably would have been worth it, to be honest. Throw it down there. Get it around to 20, 15. You probably can spike it. Probably. I mean, if there's 11, I'm assuming they probably could have spiked it with, 2 seconds left or whatever. And then this is when the Hail Mary would happen. So I made a video breaking it down already. If you missed it, though, I'll talk about it here. Cover 2 zone. Right? And they're playing cover 2 because they don't know what the situation is going to be. It's a weird play call, right? Because, so Kyler's trying to get around pressure, but it's weird because, so I don't fully understand what Buffalo was doing here, to be honest, because I don't understand what either team is doing here, because Buffalo's playing cover 2. They're not really worried about the defense, the goal line as much, and for Arizona, look, 1, 2, 3 are all basically in no man's land. They're not in the end zone, and they're not near the sideline, so Murray can't make that, unless the goal was for them to get all the way over to the sideline and then Murray makes the throw, which I guess that must have been it. Doesn't really make a ton of sense. Murray just takes the throw on the run, and I mean, that's just an incredible play. Incredible throw, incredible catch. Let's show the other angle too, just for fun. Watch this, man. I mean, that's just incredible. I feel like if that's your only route on that side of the field, you got to stay focused on Hopkins. That's just my opinion. Yeah. I also love this. I love taking a knee. Makes sense, but it shows that like a lot of teams wouldn't do that, right? A lot of teams wouldn't be thinking about that. So it's good to see him be able to think about it. And then, of course, after a crazy play like that, you always got to make sure you watch the last 2 seconds to see if something similar happens. He could have just caught it and taken a knee, but I mean, whatever. It doesn't matter.